I was asked just to give you a quick introduction to a material that is going to be coming onto the South African market in the near future. It's also part of the ventilated range screen systems, but it's more geared to residential use. But you will always find an architect that would be wanting to use it as well. I heard somebody here talking this morning maybe about schools and classrooms and things like that. And you know, this can be used on low-rise buildings and stuff, but primarily what happens with this material is a big market for this is renovations. So people want to upgrade their house. And now that you have your new energy systems and everything coming into place, that people may want to upgrade. And if you're wanting to upgrade, putting the insulation on the inside of the property is difficult. You now have to go change your wiring, you know, extend your wiring for your sockets and your plugs. If you have radiators or pipework running around the outside, that all has to be adjusted. Your flooring has to be adjusted. You have to totally redecorate and clean out the room. I don't know if most of your properties here are built with cavity walls or solid walls, but you can pump insulation into the cavities if you wish. However, probably the less disruptive way of upgrading the insulation and the energy requirements of your building is to place the insulation on the outside, where at the same time it allows you a very quick system to totally change the appearance of the house. So what we're finding in many countries in the world, that houses after 20 years get a revamp and they're brought up. We also find that person moves into a particular house, and let's be honest, you don't move into a house and just move straight into it. They always seem to do a little bit of work to it, and this is what's happening there. I would say the split is about 70-30 on renovation against new build on these, so it's going to be opening up a new marketplace for us as well. The material is called Cedral, and basically what it is, it's either a wood effect, smooth effect plank system done in fibre cement. And we'll be in the training centre and we'll have a look at it and a small demonstration on it. But that's the type of look and effect you get. The thing about the Cedral planks is that they're totally pre-finished and painted in the colour of whatever those 40 or 50 colours you can choose from. So it comes fully, basically it's maintenance free. Bar a clean down or a wash down every so often, depending where you are. For instance, if you're in around trees and stuff, you might get a little bit of stuff on it. If you're in a highly polluted area, it might get a little bit dirty. But apart from cleaning and washing it down, it's maintenance free. You get the smooth effect and you get the wood effect. Okay, and basically it's very much similar to like wood sidings, planks of wood used on the sides of buildings. You have two options. You can either lap them in a shiplap, or particularly with the Cedral here, it interlocks and T's and G's up along. This is the lapped one being used very simply on vertical battens. And to be honest with you, we'd normally say the battens are at 600 centres, but because it's like putting on wood, if your battens aren't exact, you just trim it off. You're not having huge amounts of wastage like you would with Equitone. I've got to say yesterday, but in-house, as part of the group, we have all our own R&D centres, scientists who control the mixtures and everything to do with all the production and what goes into the mixtures. So as we spoke about yesterday, we have sand, cement, water, fibres, and it's all mixed up into a slurry. To make the machines, you cannot go down to your local shop down on the corner and say, give me 2 hatchet machines and a paint line please, and deliver it next Friday week up to the factory up the road. Basically these things are all engineered. They're designed by our in-house engineering division, and they build the lines. So they go out and they get specialist companies to build certain parts of the machinery, and then they build the lines. So it's not an easy business to get into. So basically what happens, this is just some other pictures. These are the forming drums here. The hatchet machine is very similar. Everything is the same on the production with Equitone, except the drum is much bigger because these are 3.6 meter long planks. And what happens is, yes, we go through all of this again yesterday. The sieves, the rollers, The material comes out the same. However, at this stage it changes slightly in the sense that the drums actually have the imprint of the surface of the material on it. Okay? And each one of these has a different pattern. And I think there's roughly about 10 different patterns mixed up. So you don't get the same pattern on each plank, let's say, right? And it's a medium density material. There's no 12,000 tons on this material. What happens is there's a squeezer here that applies pressure, that tightens up the fibers, but you have a medium density material, okay? We water jet the material to form the planks, and then we get them ready again for the autoclave. Like I said yesterday, it's like a pressure cooker, gives it a strength and durability. Then what happens is it goes into the milling. The material is now dry and very stable, and hard. So what happens is it goes into these special drilling machines that cuts the tongue and the groove on each end of the plank. So you end up with this, the planks looking like this in their raw state. Okay? That's our paint line. And basically, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it at this stage, but as it works its way around the paint line, there's various stages where it goes through priming, heating, spraying, post-heating, other spraying, depending on what colours and what textures we're doing, whether it needs undercoats and top coats, and then back down to cooling before it goes off into stacking. So we have cleaning, we clean all the dust off, and then we get different finishes. We have the paint finish, which has primers and top coats, and we have wood effect. So you get your oak, your cherry, your pine look on the timber, on the timber. Okay, so you get your primer, your top coat, your color coat, and then you get your varnish on the outside, which is your long-term protection. There's poor old Michiel looking at the planks going googly-eyed as well, and that's just the stacking machine there, stacking the material as it goes. And these are the instructions on the pallet you get. Now the thing about these is they're 3.6 meter long pallets, so a little bit of thinking about how to get these around. They won't fit in a normal car parking space, let's say. Okay, so that's just the gist of what the material is. Okay.